The first time I realized blood ties could strangle tighter than chains, I was standing on the porch of the house my grandparents left me, watching the ivy curl up the bricks like veins on an old hand. People always thought I was the quiet one, the agreeable one, the background character in my own family. But quiet doesn't mean weak. Quiet means watching, remembering, preparing. When my grandparents passed, everything came to me. Savings, shares, the Victorian house that had been in our bloodline for generations. Everyone else seemed shocked. I wasn't. I was the one who sat with them when no one else bothered. I was the one who carried groceries, handled their paperwork, drove them to appointments. My brother? He only showed up on Christmas morning with a fake smile and a phone camera. The day the will was read, my mother's face told me everything. That tight little twist of her mouth, like I'd stolen something instead of inherited it. That was the moment I knew a storm was building. So I moved in silence. I placed every asset into an ironclad trust with me as trustee. Utilities under a business name. The deed locked away. I didn't tell a soul. And for a while it was quiet. Too quiet. Then the hints began. My brother bragging online about his next big chapter. My mother sighing about how unfair it was to leave everything to just one person. I didn't argue. I let them believe I was naive. I let them think I hadn't prepared. The explosion came one Saturday while I was trimming hedges. Their car rolled up the drive like they owned the place. My brother stepped out first, grinning, sunglasses reflecting the house behind me. Mom followed with a clipboard, smiling like a realtor about to cut a ribbon. "We've got news," my brother said. He pulled a folded paper from his pocket. "We had the title transferred to my name. It's already done. You'll need to be out by Friday." For a heartbeat, I almost laughed. They truly believed I was still their fool. I gave them a small, polite smile, the kind that makes people nervous. "You really think I'd let that happen?" 2 days later, they returned with movers. But when they pulled up, I was already waiting on the porch with a man in a navy suit, county badge clipped to his belt. He opened a thick folder stamped with the trust's name and announced in a calm, unwavering voice that any transfer they had attempted was fraudulent and criminal. The color drained from my brother's face. My mother stammered something about a mistake. I cut her off. "No, you assumed. You thought I was still the pushover I used to be. I'm not." They left humiliated, but not defeated. Days later, I received a letter from my mother's lawyer demanding $150,000, joint ownership of the house, and a monthly allowance, compensation for her emotional distress. I read it 6 times, hands shaking, not with fear, rage. My own mother had reduced our bond to an invoice. I called my attorney, a woman sharper than glass, who uncovered just how deep their fraud ran. My brother had forged signatures, used a fake notary stamp, even filed through a shady out-of-state registry. He had no idea investigators were already circling that exact scam. But the legal battle wasn't the worst part. The smear campaign was. My mother started calling relatives, spinning tales that I had manipulated my grandfather in his final years. She painted me as a greedy manipulator who preyed on a dying man. Cousins reached out, torn between blood and truth. Some believed her, some didn't. The betrayal felt endless. I gathered everything: letters, forged documents, screenshots of texts, even the passive-aggressive notes they left me. And I built a file so airtight it could choke the lies before they spread further. Then I did the one thing they didn't expect. I sent it to every relative who'd heard her poison. 27 messages, each with the facts laid bare. The fallout was immediate. Apologies trickled in, shock followed, but not everyone turned. Some clung to her narrative, because sometimes it's easier to believe a comfortable lie than a painful truth. That night, sitting on the porch where I used to listen to my grandfather's stories, I thought about what he'd always said: don't judge people by their words. Judge them by what they do when they think you're not watching. He was right. I had watched, and finally I acted. But here's the truth I can't shake. Family doesn't always mean safety. Sometimes it's the knife pressed against your back. And sometimes the only way to survive is to take the knife, turn it around, and decide once and for all that you won't bleed for them again. So I ask you, if it were your family, your blood, standing on your porch with forged papers and smug smiles, would you have let them in? Or would you have done exactly WH?